Hello and welcome to Business News. The Minister of Finance, Kemi Adeosun, says 340.9 billion naira has so far been released as part of the capital component of the 2017 budget, with another 100 billion naira expected to be released before the end of the week. The minister announced these releases in her presentation to the Senate's Joint Committees on Finance and Appropriations investigating allegations of inadequate funds for the implementation of the capital component of the 2017 Appropriation Act. Our correspondent Lanre Lasisi has a report.
The Minister of Finance, with other members of the executive team, arriving to face a joint committee of the Senate. It's a chance to see how well the 2017 budget is being implemented, especially as the 2018 budget proposal is being expected.
We are now 4 months into the implementation of the budget, and it is felt that Nigerians need to know how far we have gone, what we hope to achieve, the successes and problems or obstacles militating against the implementation of the budget.
Members of the economic team take turns to present their positions.
Under the 2016 appropriation, we released over 1.2 trillion capital, and most of it in the course of this year. It is because of those releases, partly because of those releases, that we are out of recession.
Capital 340.9, and I have circulated a schedule of that 340.9, and we of course successfully completed the Sukuk last week and raised 100 billion, which is to be released this week. So as at the end of this week, we'll be at 440.9.
The lawmakers, however, have some reservations.
This desire to want to align the budget year to January, December, I don't really know how well thought out it has, the kind of thinking that has gone to it, because it is going to throw up quite a number of challenges. Are we not, if we're not careful, almost going to lose an entire budget year?
The inflation rate in Brazil as of today is 2.46. The misery index is 10.2%. Nigeria inflation is 16.01%. Our misery index is 52.62%. Yet, because we recorded a 0.55 growth rate, we came out and told the whole world that we are out of recession. Meanwhile, Brazil is just saying we are crawling out of recession.
The ministers make it clear that the executive is focused on completing critical projects that have been prioritized, and that they will keep the capital projects going and ensure that they are completed. Lanre Lasisi, Channels Television News.
At the local bourse, the first trading day of October witnessed renewed sell-off after a mixed performance from local equities. However, analysts expect positive close in Wednesday's session ahead of the third quarter corporate earnings results and positive economic outlook. Chimeze Obiwagu tells us more.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Report. The Nigerian equities market kicked off the fourth quarter on a lower note, with the all-share index down by 0.38%. Despite the remarkable volume of trade on Dangote Cement, the stock shed almost 3 naira off its share price, helping to drag down the overall index. The drop in the share price of Nigerian breweries also contributed to today's negative performance. On the price movement chart, CNI leasing was the top gainer, 9.82%, while Unity Bank was number one on decliners table. Total volume of shares traded was 634.3 million shares, valued at 5.7 billion naira in 3,850 deals. FCMB, FBNH and GT Bank were the major volume and value drivers. And traders say third quarter earnings will be a major factor that will drive market sentiment in the new month. And that was the Stock Market Report. I'm Chimeze Obi Iwago.
meantime, Asian stock markets closed mixed earlier today, but Wall Street closed a few hours ago with more record highs for a second day in the new month. Let's see how all the markets ended today. That's business news tonight. I'm Emana Amawe. It's back to you, Ladi.
Thank you, Emana. The Redeemed Christian Church of God has commissioned the Enoch and Fulu Adeboye Rehabilitation Center in Ekpe, Lagos, to fight drug addiction. At the event, the Lagos State Governor, Akinwumi Ambode, admonished parents and guardians to be very vigilant over their wards. Our correspondent, Loretta Chiogo, reports that over 2,000 persons have so far been rehabilitated under the Christ Against Drug Abuse Ministry, CADM.
Araga, Ekbe, the chosen location for the Christ Against Drug Addict Ministry, CADM, where lives once shattered is given a new meaning. Pastor Fulu Adeboye, the wife of the General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, arrives at the newly constructed structure and is immediately led to inspect the work so far done in the center. Mommy Gio, as fondly called, is the visionary. She makes her way into the hall, flanked by pastors and elders of RCCG, including support partners in the business of impacting lives. In no time, she's back outside the hall to receive the Governor of Lagos State, Akinwumi Ambode. She steps to the podium facing those she refers to as women and men of valor. She says over 2,000 of them have so far been rehabilitated in the last 15 years.
CADM, known as the Christ Against Drug Abuse Ministry, is a faith-based, non-governmental organization under the Redeemed Christian Church of God, which offers to the treatment and rehabilitation of drug addicts, male and female, from all over the world.
In his speech, Governor Akinwumi Ambode hails the sustenance and success so far recorded in the ministry. He hammers more on parental vigilance over their wards, as drug addiction is a threat to the society.
What this rehabilitation center is saying, that you can re-strategize that choice again. This is the major reason why our government has decided to come here today, to support and appreciate the work of Christ Against Drug Abuse Ministry.
It's time to unveil and commission the Enoch and Fulu Adeboye Center. One of the beneficiaries of the rehabilitation speaks to us but craves anonymity. He says he's from a wealthy and influential home where his father is a senior pastor of one of the big churches in Nigeria. He tells me that he got into drug addiction, particularly crack cocaine, through peer pressure and his extremely adventurous lifestyle at a tender age of 17 years.
Crack cocaine is an expensive drug. And, I needed a lot of money to be able to sustain that habit. So, I had to do a little bit of cybercrime. Besides my own skill as a graphic artist also, but I didn't even harness that skill. I just killed it. So I see myself being, a spokesperson for the world when it comes to drug and all these things that affect the social life of youths and their upbringing and the generations to come.
Mr. Dokun Adedeji, a medical doctor and a former director of Cadbury, has given up over 15 years of his life for a ministry he says has given him satisfaction.
What I just want to beg society, take us back, even when they fall and they come back. Don't stigmatize us. Accept us, give them a second chance, as God has given us second chances.
Rehabilitation at CADM is currently for free, but with support from all, more victims of drug abuse all around the country will be restored. Loretta Chiogo, Channels Television News.
Still ahead on the news at 10, highly anticipated rematch between Gennady Golovkin and Saul Alvarez moves a step closer after the WBC orders another clash between the pair. That'll be on the sports news. Please stay on with us.